In this video, I'll be showing you the new update for NBA Playground Switch version. Yes, the Switch finally got the updated that it needed. Now, in this update, we got one of the most biggest things that the NBA Playground Switch version was missing, and that was online. So now you can finally play online with NBA Playground Switch version, which is awesome. Now, I'm not going to show you online in this video because you know what to expect. It's just like playing the computer, and I'm not going to sit through a match for you. Now, outside of that, also we did get the new shot clock meter, or the shot meter. So now you can time your shots, whether you're doing a three-pointer, a layup, a dunk, a two-pointer. Now you can actually calculate when you're supposed to release. If you go into the options of NBA Playgrounds, you can see that now we do have a new shot meter. You can actually turn the shot meter off or on. I wish you can actually turn it on or off depending on if you want it on dunks only or if you want it on three-pointers only. The reason I say this is because dunks in the game are generally not that hard to pull off, even without the shot meter. And a lot of the times I've actually been playing this update so far a couple of minutes, and what I can say is you kind of get distracted when you're doing a dunk by looking at the shot meter, and you're not paying attention at the cool dunk that you're doing. So I wish you can keep it off for dunks and turn it on for three-pointers, because three-pointers are ones you're more likely going to want to keep it on for. But for dunks, they're so easy. Even in the past, without this update, you kind of get distracted. And well, like I said before, dunks are really where you want to pay attention to the cool animation of the player actually going up into the air. Now, I did go into tournament. Let me go into tournament. Unfortunately, if you go into tournament, it looks like we didn't get any of the new places that the other NBA Playgrounds versions have. So unfortunately, it looks like we may still not have the same versions as the other versions of the game, whether that be on PS4, Xbox One, or PC. Unfortunately, there are more courts to play, but unfortunately, this update didn't give that to us. It did look like we did get some of the new players. I don't know how many of the new players we got in this update, but it looks like we did get some new players in this actual update for the game. I did actually play my first online match as well, and what I can say about that is I did see Shaquille O'Neal, and I'm pretty sure before this update Shaq was not available when it comes to playing on NBA Playground Switch version. I don't know how many of the new players the Switch version actually got, because I know in like 2 different updates for NBA Playgrounds they got new players, and I don't know how many of those players they actually added in the Switch version. I'm pretty sure, like I said before, Shaq was not in the game originally. Now, I could be wrong about that, so I apologize if I am wrong about that, but I did see him online, and I'm pretty sure he is a new player, and yeah, that's pretty much everything that they added to this game. But just having online on the Switch version is a blessing, just because we've never had it at launch, and now the game is going about 2 to 3 months old. It's getting pretty old now, and to not have online is a very big killer, especially for an arcadey basketball game like this. You would have thought that it would have had online at beginning, but it did not have online at beginning. One thing I do want to point out about the online, which I don't know why this happened, it could have been my internet connection or whatnot. Yes, it was my internet connection. What I was going to say was when I pulled it out of the dock while I was playing with somebody online, it disconnected. But to be fair, I am hardwired, so when I pulled it out, it didn't automatically switch to Wi-Fi, which is kind of a bummer. So I lost connection to the person. So if you're using the, I think if you're using the LAN adapter for the Nintendo Switch and you're playing in on the TV and you switch it to handheld mode right away, it will automatically go to handheld mode in like 1 second, but I think you may lose connection. And like again I said, that might be my internet connection, or maybe something was wrong or something, but I don't know. I will show you what the shot meter looks like if you are curious, and then I'm going to head out of this video. I just wanted to let you guys know that online is finally available in this update, and the shot clock, and I think we got a couple new players. Before I actually do that, I want to go back home and actually see how big the file size is for this game, because the file size of this game was supposed to be cut in half. So let's go into system settings and see if it's actually cut in half. Let's go into manage software. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. Nope, it looks like it's a very big game. It's 9.6 gig, and that's a lot of gig off the Nintendo Switch. They kept saying that the file size was actually going to be shrunk when it comes to NBA Playgrounds, but as you can see, it even made it bigger with this update. 9.6 gig is a lot, considering it is an indie game. Even Breath of the Wild is a very beautiful game, and it's very big, very openy. It's an action RPG type game. And why is NBA Playgrounds 9.6 gig? That's a lot of gig, especially if you still have a small micro SD card, or especially if you don't have any micro SD card with your Switch. But it's just a big file. Let's go ahead. Nope, I can't look at it while the game's open, but that's fine. But it looks like the file size is not down. They said they were shrinking it down to 3.6 gig or something like that. Anyway, let's go ahead and I'll show you the shot meter. Actually, before I show you the shot meter real quick, I wanted to say that it looks like in handheld mode that they said that they were actually raising the resolution from, I think, 600 or 600 and something p to 700p to match the Switch's screen. I did not see that. To be fair, I didn't actually play a full match, because once I took it out of the dock when I was on a tournament, it immediately kicked me back to the home screen of NBA Playgrounds, or the main menu of NBA Playgrounds, so I didn't get to see that. But I did see this screen you're looking at right now, and what I saw was still pixelation on the Nintendo Switch's handheld mode, so I don't know what's going on there. I will report back to you guys after I've played it in handheld mode officially. I will report back to you. And on the TV, it looks exactly the same. I think on the other versions of NBA Playgrounds, there's actually shadowing effects and everything like that, but it looks like we don't get those in the NBA Playgrounds Switch version as well. I just wanted to tell you guys those. Now I'm going to go ahead and actually show you the shot clock meter in NBA Playgrounds. Actually, before I show you the clock meter, I wanted to tell you something. It looks like a lot of the players actually got different cards now. For instance, Carmelo Anthony was a regular player before, but now he's an epic. So it is nice that NBA Playgrounds, the developers, are actually realizing some players deserve to have a better card than what they had before. So as you can see, Carmelo Anthony's an epic, which he wasn't before. I'm not going to go through all the players. I just thought I would actually mention that in this update. So now you got different player cards to match what the player is in real life. If they're a good player, they get an epic. If they're a legend, they get a legend. If they're a standard, they get a standard. It looks like when the game first released, they didn't really know how to categorize players, so it is nice now that we got better categorization of some players. Now Carmelo Anthony is an epic. Now I'm going to proceed and show you the shot meter in NBA Playgrounds. So you can see on screen the game is finally about to start, and I'm not actually sure if we have better load times than we did before. I would honestly have to do more testing to see if the load times are better or not. One thing they actually changed, which I forgot to mention, is now on the loading screen, those little balls that spin around in the right hand corner when the game is loading, we now have percentages, so you can see how much more time you have left until a game loads. It'll say like 11%, 40%, 50%, things like that. So now you can see that. On top of that as well, we do have a new loading screen. When I booted the game up for the first time, it did automatically load a different load screen, and as you can see, it's pretty much exactly the same game, but just with a shot meter. I keep wanting to call it a shot clock, but a shot meter. Also, when I booted up my game for the first time, it looked like the update was already there, because I didn't actually update the game. It was already updated when I got there. So if you check the game and there's no update for it, that means that the Switch automatically updated the game for you, because I didn't have to update it myself. It was already updated. I just wanted to make that clear. So if you're looking for the update and you don't find the update, well, that's because it's probably already updated automatically. And the shot meter applies to every single type of shot, whether you're doing a dunk, a layup. No matter what you're doing in NBA Playgrounds, you are using the shot meter. I think for the most part, it is a very good addition, especially for the three-pointers, since you don't know how to calculate three-pointers. And three-pointers are one of the hardest things in NBA Playgrounds to pull off. So I am glad we do have a shot meter. I just wish, again, we can turn it off for dunking or for 2 points, because 2 points in dunking or layups are pretty easy, and it's kind of distracting to look at that shot meter, because you know most of the time when you're doing a dunk or a layup, you're going to be looking at the shot meter, and you're going to be missing the cool animation your player's doing when they're going up to the basket. Woo! That was awesome. And Yeah, like I said, it looks like also the graphics are pretty much the same as it was before. I'm pretty sure in the other versions of NBA Playgrounds that the players actually have shadows, so it's just a shame that we still don't have better graphics. But it's just nice that we got the shot meter now, we got some new characters sprinkled here and there, and then we also have online. The online mode is the biggest new thing with the NBA Playgrounds on the Nintendo Switch version. Anyway, that pretty much wraps it up when it comes to this update for the NBA Playgrounds for Switch. We've been waiting for it for a couple of months now, and now we finally have it, and I'm very happy about this NBA Playgrounds update. Anyway, guys, peace out. I'll see you guys later in my next video. I'm out, guys.